What's your own experience been like during the corona pandemic for you in South Korea?
South Korean people have been doing relatively well, as have been reported worldwide. Government policies to what is known as the three T's, like testing and tracing and treatment, together with participation, so 3T plus P, has been major guidelines for Korean people. And the Korean people and government have been working hand in hand very closely. So that seems to be the case that Korean case has been known as one of the success stories.
Why do you think that the rest of the world have not learned from how the Korean government have handled the crisis and followed them?
I wish that many countries would have followed the Korean practices and the success stories, but every country has a different leaders. They have different lifestyle and leadership style. And one of the main reasons, which I think retrospectively, is that there has been global leadership sorely lacking at the top level. Every country has been doing on their own without any collaboration and cooperation, without listening to the advice of experts and scientists and doctors. Now, Korean people have been listening and heeding very seriously and carefully to what government has been doing, what the experts, scientists have been advising them to follow. This is what has been lacking in the United States. It is quite shameful that the most resourceful, the strongest country in the world, the United States, has more than 25% of cases infected with a virus. And what I'm worried is that this kind of virus is now spreading to other areas, South Africa, South America, and also African continent.
What more would you want President Trump to do? How has he handled the crisis?
The many people, I'm sure that must have been advising him, first of all, wear mask, not to make any unconfirmed information known to the people. But according to all what had been reported, is that he simply has not been listening to the advices of medical doctors like Dr. Fauci, who has been speaking out even in front of the President of the United States. And there are certain type of leadership, like in Brazil and elsewhere, who has not been really taking advices of experts. Now, like global challenges like this really requires global solution and global solidarity and global compassion. When it comes to Ebola outbreak in 2014, I was Secretary General, and then there was a very close relationship. The Security Council, upon my recommendation, has taken within 1 day decision, unanimous decision, including United States and China, all P5, declaring that the Ebola outbreak was a serious threat to the maintenance of international peace and security. Now, after 6 months of this outbreak, United States and China have been playing a blaming game. All this politicization of these virus issues, they have not been able to take any single resolution at the Security Council. This is a shame. They are neglecting the global responsibility as permanent members of the Security Council. I again urge them just to forget about their bilateral concern, whatever they may have, any political issues. they can address these political issues later, sit down together between and among the leaders.
Do you think it's right or even fair to blame China because they have been criticized by different countries for not alerting the world earlier to the virus?
It would be unfair if you continue to call it is the China. But it has become, it might have happened from China, but after almost 7 months since the outbreak of this virus, then if you just continue keep pointing to China, then what will happen? Why then, what has been the United States doing and other countries? So it is now, it has been a global responsibility. It's unfair to finger point any country at this time, particularly at this time. So it is time not to engage in finger pointing and blaming, politicizing. This is time for sitting down together, listening carefully to the expert voices, and work together in coordination.